If you gonna be a boss, be a boss.
Today in this real quick short video, I'm going to blow the lid off the pickup industry. You're about to get red pill. I'm Paul, apexmindset.net. Book a consultation there, especially if you want to learn how to actually get dates and learn a real effective way to do that instead of being a douchebag pickup artist. Then definitely go hit me up there. Or for other mental fitness, conditioning, or relationship needs, thank you very much. Big, huge plug there. Also, of course, like the video, share the video, and all that stuff. Now, understand, I'm not dogging on pickup artists and pickup artists who have a business that teach men how to get dates, get laid, and pick up on women who actually do it in an authentic way. There's a lot of guys out there that do that authentically, and I'm friends with some of them. There's some I know and respect, and that's great. Like, they're helping dudes out who are struggling in the sexual marketplace. I do the same thing. All right. An element of what I do is helping guys pick up on women and go from maybe not getting the results they want to getting what they want. And it's really good, rewarding thing to do. And I appreciate those guys who came before me and learned a lot of skills and techniques out in the field and who are sharing them. Okay. So it's not a big, huge slam on pickup artists that are authentic, but I do want to blow the lid off of the industry as a whole though, because there's a lot of fakes and a lot of BS out there. I'm going to go over a number of things that the inauthentic fake pickup artists do in order to sell products and steal your money and really pad their own egos too. Because a lot of that stuff and a lot of these people are really more about padding their narcissistic, empty, bottomless egos with women lay counts and stories of successes and conquests that are really all bullshit anyway. Because quite honestly, who you stick your D into is of no consequence to the world as a whole and really doesn't matter for anything. Sticking your D into women, a bunch of women, even if they're hot, isn't an actual accomplishment. Okay, guys? Having happiness in your life, having a fulfilled life, and having the relationship or relationships plural and experiences plural with women that you would like, and having, that being a good human being, that's an accomplishment. Being on your mental point of origin, accomplishing things and goals in making a dent in the universe and having a woman with you along for the ride, that's an accomplishment. Okay. Sticking your D into things isn't. Okay. It's not a big deal. All right. So that being said, that's what it is for a lot of these guys. It's their ego. They got nothing else to offer but where they stick their penises. All right. And that's the reality of it. They made a business off of it, and some of them are taking your money. And so let's go over how that is. First thing should be real obvious to you is that some of these guys have fake infields. It's not slamming everyone that does infields, but here's the reality of it. You don't know the difference between a fake or a real one. You don't know the difference between one of these pickup gurus paying a girl a couple $100 just to respond favorably as the film rolls and he picks up on her. All right. You have no idea. And you better believe percentage of these guys, even the good ones who offer good skills, have paid for girls, right? They've paid for actresses essentially to respond favorably to their techniques. And then they sell you those techniques as being, oh, like do this and you'll get magic results. And they get followers who starry-eyed watch the videos and think that, wow, look how great they are with women. And they just paid some chick to respond to them. You know what I mean? So, hey, to my guys who do real pickup videos, or even guys who pay an actress just to demonstrate what it should look like, I hope you're honest about that. If you do, great on you if you're offering value. But reality is, a guy's clout or his skill as a pickup artist or a teacher or coach is not predicated on these infields. And I say that because you don't know the difference between an authentic one or an inauthentic one. And you better believe there's a lot of inauthentic ones where there are paid actresses as they're showing off their skills and techniques. Okay. With that, you can't vet them out through those infields. I know that that's the big thing. Show me your infields, but it's all garbage because we don't know what is going to be true, what isn't. You can tell by the results their clients are getting. Okay, that's how you know if they're doing a good job with their techniques and their coaching is are their clients getting what they want with women? Are their clients getting results? That's how you know, not whether or not they have good infields up or not, because again, a lot of those are trash and they're fake, which leads to kind of the next thing is fake receipts. Getting pictures for Instagram, getting pictures with hot girls, getting pictures out at the bar, getting a bartender to take hot, a photo with you, or getting a couple girls to do that doesn't mean that you're sleeping with all those girls. So there's a lot of fake receipts out there. There's a lot of guys making claims to notch counts, lay counts, making claims to having different women here, there, everywhere. And hey, you know what? If you take a picture of yourself, or if these guys are taking pictures with some hot girls, good on them. It's marketing. It's fine. But it's when they're making these outlandish claims and there's no way of verifying these claims. There's no way of verifying when some dude advertises his lay count. We have no way of verifying that. It's a bullshit number because you can literally say anything. So, there's some guys that might share that. There's some guys that won't. That's not a measure of the dude's abilities. It's his ability to teach another person and have the other person get results. To me, that's how you know if a guy is good, not whether he tells you he's slept with so many people or he has pictures of hot girls or whatever, because that stuff is all marketing, could all be fabricated and usually is. All right. So that's another thing that we're dealing with. We're dealing with fake infields. We're also dealing with fake receipts. All right. Another thing we're dealing with is an inauthentic lifestyle. So guys are presenting that that they are something that they're not on the internet. All right. Now, I don't expect people who sell products on the internet and who are out there, teaching pickup to disclose every aspect of their life. My God, you have to have some semblance of a private life. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So I'm not suggesting that, but when guys are basically trying to show this lifestyle with a bunch of girls and all this stuff, and really that's not so much what they're able to do unless they're paying for it. Once again, fake receipts, then that's also inauthentic. And what happens is, unfortunately, is they get these guys who are not socially calibrated, mildly autistic, okay, we could say mildly Asperger's kind of, and they watch these guys and they can't tell the difference between a real social interaction and a fake one. So they get caught up in this fantasy of trying to be this pickup guy, having this lifestyle, and it's not a lifestyle that really they're able to lead. And they end up spending money and doing a bunch of stuff and end up being very discouraged. Often these guys end up going the opposite direction, and that's in the incel, I hate women direction. All right. Well, yeah, because you had this very inflated view of what life with women should look like being put out there by people who are marketing themselves, and you can't tell the difference. So inauthentic marketing. The last thing I'll share with you with fake pickup artists that you have to kind of look out for is it's more of a grand kind of scheme or a con. So the other stuff, fake receipts and all that, yeah, it's a bit con artisty, all right, but it's not as bad as this thing I'm about to mention. This thing is a genuine con, okay? And that's doing pickup weekends that, and I'll explain though what happens on the pickup weekends so you guys understand. Now there's some people again that do these, these weekends and these conferences where they teach these guys the techniques and all the stuff. They rehearse it, they get out, they hit the bars, they try to pick up on some women, they get coached. It's fine. It's all good. It's a good time. guys pay a couple $1,000s, they get that experience, and it's rewarding for them. So not every pickup weekend or conference like that is a bad thing. But in some of these things, though, the pickup gurus are literally paying for hookers, right? So they're finding girls on Seeking, they're finding girls who are prostitutes, and they pay prostitutes to sleep with a couple of their guys in their pickup weekend or seminar or clinic. So let's just do the math here so you understand how the math works. You got a guy spending, let's say, $4,000 or $5,000 for a 3-day pickup seminar and weekend. All right. You got, let's say, a handful of guys at that weekend. Let's say you just got like 10 guys, right? So $5,000, 10 guys, 50 grand, right? For a 3-day weekend. It's not much to pay 3 or 4 prostitutes for an evening, give them $1,000 to respond favorably to some guy's pickup techniques when the pickup guru tells them just the right thing to say, and then to go bang the guy in the parking lot or whatever, give him a blowy or sleep with him in a hotel. You see what I'm saying? And so that is real obvious as a scam and a con that I don't know why that's not talked about. That happens, and that is such an easy con to do, and all of you wouldn't know the difference. I've had clients of these clinics and things coach with me later and tell me about these things that have happened. And it's been more than one person that have done these clinics where they were clearly paying for prostitutes for their clients. Again, it's just a cost of doing business. If you're making 40, 50 grand and you spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in prostitutes, that's an easy math problem, isn't it? And then of course, paying for prostitutes to actually sleep with, and then claiming that they're your girlfriend or they're this or they're that. That happens too. Okay. And so this is the scam of the pickup artist industry. Now, does that mean every pickup artist or someone helping you pick up on girls is scamming you? Definitely not. But what the point of this video is to kind of red pill you about these things. Oh, and there's all kinds of stuff going on too. There's feeding girls drugs. There's feeding girls alcohol. There's been court cases and dudes who were hit up for date rape. So it can get even more sinister than simply just paying for hookers, right? And so that's it. So hopefully this short little video is just going to red pill you guys on all this pickup stuff that's out there. A lot of it's garbage. And my point in the video is to let you know that this is happening. Of course, it happens at a very grand scale. You're not going to know who's doing it and who's not necessarily, although some people have been sort of outed. I'm not in the business of talking negative about people or outing anybody, so I'm not going to go there. All right, you can do your own research on the internet, but there are people that probably haven't been caught that are bigger names who are doing these sorts of things, whether they're the marketing tactics or outright paying for girls to sleep with their clients and getting away with it. And you're never going to know the difference. All right. So what's the lesson here? The lesson isn't not to learn pickup material. Like I said, I teach pickup material, so that'd be ridiculous. And there's people out there that do a good job with it. The lesson is to look at the material that you are being taught and ask yourself, is this material going to get me to the goals that I want? And when you start executing that material, are you getting excuses and making excuses for yourself, or are you getting results? That's what you need to look at. The measure of any good coach is how well his students are doing, not even so much how well he is doing. And it's not that how well he does isn't important. It's just that those receipts can be faked. Well, there's people out there doing real stuff and living real lives and teaching other men how to do well. And those guys aren't faking it. But those guys are never going to compete with the fantasy lifestyle that is being marketed to you and presented by guys who are faking their receipts and paying for their women. Right? And so don't look at what's being the shiny object. Don't look at the shiny object and what's being presented to you in that manner, because it's all bullshit. Again, who you actually stick your D into is not an accomplishment. What's important is what that person is teaching and if it is actually going to help the clients. Look at what clients have to say. Look at what people have to say after doing that stuff. Now, there is a little bit of confirmation bias and people wanting to justify their decisions after spending money on things. So there's that aspect of it. But you need to be smart enough, and we'll say red pill enough in this area to be able to recognize the difference between people saying someone's good because they're hero worshiping some lifestyle that's being presented on the internet, or saying someone is good because they spent a couple $1,000s and their own consciousness won't let them admit that they got taken for a ride and really what they got taught was subpar. And then there's other people who will give you real stories where they weren't doing well and they started implementing what this person was teaching and they started doing well. And they could definitely show that, demonstrate that. They're not making any money by saying it. They genuinely mean it and they're getting those results. And then what's more important than what other people say is, what do you think? Does it make sense? And if you're out there implementing what's being taught, are you getting the results? That's what matters. A results-based approach is always the best approach. All the rest of the stuff, the clout, the smoke and mirrors, the fake receipts, it's all bullshit. All right? What matters is you and the results you're getting. So hopefully this helps you. Hopefully this helps you vet out who to listen to, who to look at, and where you're going to spend your money, and where you're going to spend, more important than your money, your time and your energy, in order to better your life with women. Because some of the stuff that's out there is pretty clearly garbage. And it's amazing to me how there aren't more people that can see that with some of these guys.